Thank you, Speaker. Tonight I would like to address the serious and distressing incidences of excessive police force that have occurred in the last few weeks. A 95-year-old resident at a palliative care home tragically died after being tasered twice by a New South Wales police officer. A 41-year-old man died after being shot by New South Wales police 4 times in the middle of the day on Sydney's Lower North Shore. These are not isolated incidents. In 2012, a young man died as he was tasered 14 times, 7 times within 51 seconds in Sydney's CBD. A court heard that New South Wales police officers involved used unnecessary, excessive and unlawful force. In 2020, a distressed 81-year-old dementia patient was forcibly handcuffed by police at their Sydney nursing home. And police aggression and violence has repeatedly and systematically been targeting First Nations people and communities. In my own electorate of Newtown, TJ Hickey was 17 when he died while fleeing a police patrol car on his bicycle in Waterloo in 2004. Every year at the rally commemorating his death and marching for justice, the chants cry out, "They say accident, we say murder." Mark Mason was capsicum sprayed, tasered and then shot dead by police in his home in 2010. Rebecca Marr was arrested for public intoxication in 2016 and instead of being taken home or to hospital was taken to a police cell where she died. Patrick Fisher died in 2018, again in my electorate, after falling from the 13th floor balcony of a house in Waterloo, Sydney, while being pursued by New South Wales police. Here in this chamber, I say some of their names, because we cannot talk about police violence and police brutality without also fighting for First Nations justice. As we march to demand that Black Lives Matter, that First Nations activists and elders and thousands who marched with them in those rallies would call out, say their name, say their name. We say their names to remember that they have died and that there has been no justice, there has been no police, and there are sadly and tragically too many racist police. There are clear and systemic issues with the excessive use of force by the police, the excessive powers the police are given by people in this chamber, and the excessive harm it causes to our community. At least 474 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people have died in police or prison custody since the Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody, and yet not a single officer has ever been found guilty of murder. Because time and time again, police investigate police, with little or no consequences ever faced while their powers continue to grow. Whether it is the ongoing criminalisation of protest, attempts to police our way out of a pandemic, or the overuse of sniffer dogs and searches, police continue to be handed a huge amount of expanded powers without any of the desperately needed oversight or accountability. And when there is no accountability, the consequences are enormous. Many First Nations people and people who experience racism understandably do not feel safe coming forward to police. Many who experience sexual assault and domestic violence do not feel comfortable reporting to police. And many young people and migrant communities who grow up seeing their communities over-policed grow up with an innate distrust of the institution that we are repeatedly told is allegedly there to keep us safe. The endless increase to police powers and police numbers is not making our communities safer. What would make our communities safer is stopping the endless increase and funding and boosting of resources to police, and instead reinvesting that in more community and social services, more housing, more programs, and by ensuring that there is proper, independent, fully resourced oversight of police for their actions. There are no places for tasers or guns in responding to people who are in crisis. There is no place for police chases that are so aggressive that they result in death. But we will not see an end to this until we see an end to the police investigating police, and a genuine commitment to ending deaths in custody and respecting and upholding every person's human rights.